It is one of the dumbest triangulations I've ever encountered in all of my years of covering politics. Ron DeSantis is staring down the barrel of a gun that is like there to assassinate the Republican Party. And he's like, no, I'm going to pull the trigger. It's actually great. Very stupid. Wait, what?
Well, folks,
Ben Shapiro is running defense for Ron DeSantis. Oh, God, that's so sad.
they're getting interesting and weird. So Donald Trump, that he says things on Truth.
I love this because, okay, here's what he's doing. He's trying to present Ron DeSantis as a scary man, okay? He's trying to get his base to be motivated to go out and vote for Ron DeSantis when his base loves Donald Trump because he's a Republican commentator online, and that's the reason why you are obsessed with Ben, OMG. What? It's been a long time since we've actually watched any Ben Shapiro videos on the broadcast. I'm actually kind of happy that we have some Ben Shapiro videos to watch because it's much easier for me to address his perspective and his points of view where, yeah, it has actually, Riley Crab Girl. We watched one yesterday and that's it. I was actually thinking we haven't watched. I was literally thinking about how we haven't in recent times watched any Ben Shapiro videos, any Steven Crowder videos, no Matt Walsh videos at all. You just saw him yesterday and then this morning. But remember, when I address Ben Shapiro, and this is important for a lot of you to understand, when I'm addressing Ben Shapiro, I'm not addressing Ben Shapiro. I'm addressing the conservative movement because conservatives love using the same talking point. So it doesn't matter if it's Ben Shapiro saying it, or it doesn't matter if I sit here and wait for a dumbass chatter to come in and say some dumb shit. It's going to be the exact same thing. They're going to say the same thing because those dumbass chatters are watching Ben Shapiro and then coming in and writing those comments anyway. So that's the reason why I actually do love when Ben Shapiro covers stories, because it makes it more entertaining and easier for me to gather my thoughts and attack the common conservative arguments. You know what I mean? He's the biggest Republican pundit online, so that's the reason why I do actually love addressing people like Ben Shapiro regularly. Also, what was I gonna say? Fuck, before I forget, it's good to see the internal fissures within the Republican Party from what their commentators are saying and what they're trying to motivate the base of voters to do. So, that's why I like watching Ben Shapiro, because, I want to see, stop saying chatter is folding like a pussy, okay? Everybody calm down. This person saw me cover Ben Shapiro for, for hours earlier today. So that's precisely the reason why, it's understandable to be like, oh, dude, why the fuck are you bringing up Ben Shapiro again? Okay? It's all right. Yes, she was snarky as fuck, but it doesn't matter, okay? Many of you are snarky too. Anyway, I want you all to understand that this is not me addressing Ben Shapiro. This is me addressing, right-wing talking points, which I am against.
Truth Social. I do have to say, if he's running, a serious presidential campaign, why is he still on Truth Social? This is an actual puzzling question. I mean, the man he's been readmitted to Twitter, right? Donald Trump has the ability to post on Twitter, right now. He has currently on Truth Social a few million followers. He has 87 million followers on Twitter. 87 million. Why is he not using that tool? I mean, the answer is pretty obvious. He's staying on Truth Social because he's right. Invested in Truth Social, which does, raise a question about his priorities. If you want to win a presidential race, why not appeal to the 87 million people on your Twitter page as opposed to the 5 people who are still on Truth Social? But in any case, Donald Trump has had himself an interesting 24 hours. So over the last couple of weeks, he has been attacking Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida and his nearest competitor, on the basis that DeSantis supposedly did a terrible job in Florida. In order to promote that idea, he has then been arguing that DeSantis did worse than Cuomo on mass death, which I guess makes Trump in favor of lockdowns and forced vaccination regimes, because that's what Cuomo was in favor of. Now, it's a lie. It's not true. On an age-adjusted, population-adjusted basis, it just ain't true. It's not the case. But it doesn't matter. Trump has been doing, and then he reiterated that today. He went after DeSantis again by praising Cuomo, which is such a weird move. Cuomo is the villain in this story. But Andrew Cuomo is still on Twitter. So Andrew Cuomo just tweeted out, quote, Donald Trump tells the truth finally. New York got hit first and worst, but New Yorkers acted responsibly. Florida's policy of denial allowed COVID to spread, and that's why they had a very large second wave. What? So I'm just going to point out here that means that Donald Trump is now actually on the same side as Andrew Cuomo. How? Like, I don't understand. Like, what exactly? What? By the way, just so folks know, in terms of deaths per million population, non-age adjusted, basically Florida and New York are essentially equivalent. And when you adjust for population age, because Florida's a really old state, Florida does better than New York. And they didn't kill their economy.
That's crazy, man. It's almost like during a pandemic, you're supposed to literally make sure that your healthcare initiatives and your pandemic response is tailored towards whatever your demographics look like. So what I mean by that is, if you have a fuckload of old people, you probably shouldn't leave the state open unless you have the perspective that, like, old people don't matter. Now, a gigantic chunk of the population in New York also live in New York, which is incredibly fucking dense. Andrew Cuomo was awful. Andrew Cuomo was responsible for so many fucking deaths. Not only because he was moving people into nursing homes and whatnot, which was heavily criticized, obviously, by the right and ignored by the left, but also because of his initiatives that came before the pandemic happened, where he cut funding to Medicare assistance and Medicare and hospitals that needed that assistance in the state of New York. So he basically fucked over hospitals that were taking care of the poorest population. Okay, the Medicaid assistance, sorry. And Medicare too. Not Medicare, Medicaid. So Andrew Cuomo's flubbing of the pandemic response it happened because he was behaving like a right-wing leader. But of course, Ben Shapiro is not here to talk about actual, facts, material realities, things of that nature. He's here to just like fucking cut a Ron DeSantis defense video. But I want to know which celebrities are attacking Ron DeSantis, not Donald Trump. Because I think the reason why he's doing this is because he wants to make it seem like Ron DeSantis is a big, scary guy that liberals are owned by. They're fearful of Ron. Because that's the best way to galvanize the base of support and unite them around Ron DeSantis.
Like, completely destroyed their economy. But what? Andrew Cuomo killed every old person in New York. As I said of the former governor of New York, that dude was in office to kill old people and grab ass, and he ran out of old people. And yet Donald Trump is now praising him, and he's praising Donald.
Wait, I don't get it. So the argument is that it's like, it's okay if there are more old people in your state and you kill like a massive number of them? Hello? Because you just fucking said we got to adjust for age. That's so weird. Like, what do you mean?
Donald Trump back. What in the world? Like, what? Meanwhile, that's not the only. So it turns out, you know who he's mad at now? Now he's mad at Kayleigh McEnany. Like his former press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany. Like a very competent and very aggressive press secretary.
Not Donald Trump chirping.
What was her grave sin, Kayleigh McEnany? She went on Fox News and she pointed out that Trump is up dramatically on DeSantis, but not dramatically enough. So Trump says, quote, Kayleigh Milquetoast McEnany just gave out the wrong poll numbers on Fox News. I am 34 points up on DeSanctimonious, not 25 up. While 25 is great, it's not 34. She knew the number was corrected upwards by the group that did the poll. The rhinos and globalists can have her. Fox News should only use real stars. Why is he going after Kayleigh McEnany? Like, what in the hell? Like, some focus would be good. If you don't trust the federal government and how it's been handling money over the past several years, you might want to think about diversifying at least a little.
Oh my God, he's selling gold again.
More, because we were seeing ultra and nor will I attempt to be one of the kids. I have no. They're spending
what the fuck? This is all, bro. This is literally all fucking ads, dude.
Or go to preborn.com/Ben. That's preborn.com.
Oh my God, they must be making so much money. Preborn.com/Ben or dial pound 250 with a keyboard, baby. Oh, that's awesome.
/Ben. Well, meanwhile, you can tell basically who Democrats don't want by who they're spending all of their time attacking these days. So who are they attacking? They're not attacking Trump anymore. They're spending each and every day attacking DeSantis with alacrity. So apparently there is a band named Paramore. Since I'm not one of the kids, nor will I attempt to be one of the kids, I have no idea what Paramore is.
Is Paramore even for the kids? Isn't Paramore like a millennial band?
How the word Paramore is defined? I don't understand any of it. But apparently it is a band, and it plays music, allegedly. And the Paramore lead singer is going around telling people not to vote for Ron DeSantis, which, I mean, if the Paramore lead singer says it, I guess according to the Constitution, that means that he can't run anymore.
I'll be happy to tell you, I'm very comfortable talking politics. And if you vote for Ron DeSantis, you're dead to me. So is that comfortable enough for anyone?
Okay, apparently her name is Haley Williams, and I also looked up the name.
Yeah, I wouldn't even focus on Ron DeSantis in this moment. I'll be honest. It's Donald Trump. There's no reason to take him seriously if you're a Democrat, if you're a liberal, because Ron DeSantis has a massive fucking, naked knife fight in the prison showers to attend to. And the guy in front of him is, Donald motherfucking Trump. That's the big Don, the Don Dada, okay? He's not making it out of that primary alive is what I think.
The name of the band. Apparently Paramore, like spelled More. It was the maiden name of one of the members of the band. So like that, wow. Just a lot of Dixie Chicks vibes right there. Remember that time the Dixie Chicks were like, we will oppose George W. Bush with every breath in our bodies. And then he won 2 terms as president. So yeah, it's going well. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg on The View. She's big mad at Ron DeSantis.
They said it after he won his first, and he did 9/11. All right, what do you mean? Also, I like that he's talking about George W. Bush as it was a fucking fat dub for America when he was president. Like, brother, it wasn't a great time. I don't know if you recall, but something really awful happened in the end of his presidency. Do you remember that? That is before we factor in the multiple $trillion war on terror initiative that killed thousands of Americans, killed millions overseas. You know what I mean? Like, saying like you like George W. Bush is so stupid when even the Republican Party doesn't look at him fondly.
As well. She says she's threatening Ron DeSantis. We're watching you, Ron. Here we go.
I don't care. Get the work done. If you get the work done, I'm going to vote for you.
And she is getting the work done.
Yes.
We don't have time, but there's a list of stuff that she's been doing.
Well, and we have time for this. Hey, Ron, being asleep as you are and have been for quite some time. See, many of us have been awake this whole time. We don't have any choice. We don't have choice as women to rest up and be asleep and see things disappear. We don't have time for that. So you want to fight all of us? Because you're going to be fighting your own women as well.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to take this ridiculousness that you're thrusting off you. It's not like they're voting for this. You are making these decisions for your state. We're watching you, Ron.
So, liberals are so funny. You know what's awesome? 52% of white women voted for Donald Trump. Even after Donald Trump did the whole like grab him by the pussy shit, all those tapes came out. It didn't matter. But you want to know how you lose the fucking Swifties, the 52% of white women? Abortion bills. Like the one Ron DeSantis pushed for in the state of Florida. That literally will make him unpopular in the state of Florida, and it will certainly make him unpopular in the national election if he were to even make it out of that knife fight in the primaries. It is one of the dumbest triangulations I've ever encountered in all of my years of covering politics. Ron DeSantis is staring down the barrel of a gun that is like there to assassinate the Republican Party, And he's like, no, I'm going to pull the trigger. It's actually great. Very stupid.
We're watching you, Ron, from New York, where we don't vote for you. Also, women voted for Ron DeSantis in the last election cycle. He won by 20 points in Florida. Well, what is she even jabbering about? Also, is it true? Fact check. A quick fact check. Is it true that women never sleep? She's like, women don't have time to sleep. I feel like that's not true. Like, my wife's not sleeping a lot right now, but that's because we have like a 1-week-old. But when we don't have a 1-week-old, she sleeps way more than I do. Just a point of order right here. Whoopi Goldberg. Charlemagne also very angry at Ron DeSantis because he says that Ron DeSantis wants to throw more.
Okay, dude. Ben Shapiro is the worst autistic representation you can get in media. I'll say it straight up. It's like he's literally like he's like ableist for behaving the way he's behaving. Like he's literally responsible for neurodivergent kids being shoved into fucking lockers. Okay. With the way he fucking talks, the way he like, actually, women do sleep. Thanks, man. That was a really good joke. Thank you. That was really funny. My wife sleeps, actually.
More criminals in jail.
Yeah, the good doctor would say he's putting it on a bit too hard. Yeah, the good doctor, literally better autism representation in media than Ben Shapiro. That's how bad Ben Shapiro is. Okay? Also, both are transphobic, like incredibly transphobic. So that's pretty funny.
And that's unacceptable.
Big stretch.
So let me be clear on the record to say that Ron DeSantis is pro-reoffend. He is pro-reoffend because anybody that is against this First Step Act, that means you basically want people to get out of prison without any tools.
And I would ask Ron, I wonder, does he feel like the people that raided the U.S. Capitol should go to jail and stay in jail?
Absolutely. And
I am a pundit.
And he went on record, glad you brought that up, he actually went on record saying that he would pardon some of the rioters that were convicted. And just as a reminder, 5 people were killed, right, and 138 officers were injured. So he's totally okay with the rioters, getting an opportunity to get out of jail, but not okay with preparing people to have successful opportunities when they get out. So he is pro-reoffend.
I can't believe they're still running with the 5 people were killed routine. I can't believe they're still running with this. But fine, if the media want to attack DeSantis as opposed to Trump, you can see, who they fear, and it's pretty obviously DeSantis. Alrighty, coming up, we're joined.
Wait, what? That was the final point? You showed all this just to say it's pretty obvious that the media is actually more afraid of Ron DeSantis than they are of Donald Trump? That's awesome. That's such cowardly copium. It was exactly what I claimed it was going to be, by the way. Okay? That is exactly what he did. He tried to present enemies for Ron DeSantis to make his audience look at Ron DeSantis differently. Okay? He spent the entire time shitting on Donald Trump. He's such a fucking fake Trump fan. We here at the Hasanabi broadcast are real Trump fans, okay? We are the real MAGA boys and girls and MAGA MBs. Ben Shapiro, on the other hand, is a media demon, okay? He wants little Rhonda to fucking run because both Benny and little Rhonda are short. They're little. 5'0". Also, imagine being so fucking castrated, so effectively neutered, so fearful that your final conclusion you hid in the last 3 seconds of your broadcast. Like, he literally did all of this, and at the end he said, you can see, they're more afraid of Ron DeSantis.
Who they fear. Fine, if the media want to attack DeSantis as opposed to Trump, you can see, who they fear. And it's pretty obviously DeSantis. Alrighty, coming up, we're joined by Larry Elder.
That's so funny. Yeah, the media actually fears Ron DeSantis. I promise, guys, he's a big bad guy. He's really scary. You should vote for him. He's the real scary guy that the media is afraid of, not Donald Trump.